Good evening, everybody. How are you? I wanted to um, talk to you about surrender. What does it mean to surrender? Um, I've heard that a couple of times, and you may have heard it too in regards to surrender. Surrender. And when I talk about surrender, I'm talking about surrendering to Jesus Christ, surrendering our lives to Jesus Christ. And I understand that a few of us might not necessarily understand what that means to surrender. So I got to thinking about a couple of situations that happened to me in the past in regards to my cars. I had a car one time when I was in the South, when I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and the transmission just went on me while I was driving, and I had to pull over to the side of the road. And then I had another situation with a car while I was up here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the key just wouldn't work in the car. So in both cases, I couldn't do anything with the cars. I couldn't do nothing with them because they couldn't start, right? They were literally dead cars. It was dead as far as I couldn't do nothing. Nothing at all with it, right? So in both situations, what I had to do was I had to pick up the phone, I had to call the car company, the designated number that the car company had, and I had to call them and say, listen, I need you to come and get these cars because I can't do nothing with these cars. I can't do anything with them. They're dead. So in both situations, they gave me a date and a time and said that they would come and get the cars. And they sent the specific truck to come and get the cars and take the cars, you know, away off the property, away from me, all the things. And so I got to thinking about those situations in regards to surrender because I have to admit, I'm like, what does it really mean to surrender? Right. And so I think if we could equate it to the fact that we really can't do anything with our lives, right? These situations, anything that you could think of that you're dealing with, just in the fact your life itself, my life itself, can't do anything with it without Jesus Christ anyway, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I was thinking about this today, like, okay, the wisest thing for us to do is just call him up, talk to him and say, I can't do nothing with my life. And it seems like the more that I keep trying, the harder I keep trying, it's just not working in my own way. I keep trying to, do it in my own ability, figure it out, all the things. And it's like, it's not getting any better. And in a lot of cases, in a lot of areas, I feel like things are getting worse, you know. So I was thinking about this. I thought about it a few times in the past, but I was really thinking about it today. And I wanted to share it and talk about it, that I think the best thing for all of us to do is to just really recognize that we can't do nothing with our lives and to surrender it. Right? Surrender everything, even like when it comes to what it is that we think we want and what we desire and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to say it's not going to be a battle and hard because we've been thinking about us and our own what we want and what we think for so long that it in itself is going to be a challenge. But I believe that true surrenderance is basically what I did with the cars. I couldn't do anything with the cars. I had to call those that knew what to do with it, tell them to come get it, and I had to just throw my hands up, so I can't do anything more than that. And then both situations, I was blessed with something new. And I got a new car and I was able to go on with the rest of my life. So I believe that that's what surrenderance is. For us to really just say, Jesus, I can't do anything with my life. I can't do anything with these issues, these things that I'm battling. It's way too big for me. But you know what to do with it. When I called those car companies to come get those cars and they gave me the date and the time, I felt the peace right then and there because it was out of my hands. I took it from my hands and I put it in their hands and I was done with it. And so So I think that's something that we all need to do, like just surrender. That's the best definition of surrender that I could come up with. And maybe it'll help somebody else besides me, so that we could do this together, so that we can understand what it's like to surrender, to call him up and recognize that this is a dead situation. Can't do anything with it. It's just dead. And give that to him. And I believe that he will give us something greater, right? He'll give us himself. He'll give us the peace. He'll give us the healing, the deliverance, the breakthrough miracle that we're looking for. Now, this is something I was thinking about today. So we'll have to do this together, because I can't think of no other way to come, no other definition, nothing to equate surrender with besides that situation that happened with me with my cars. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that it helps you, and we could just all try to do this thing together and help each other. But I believe that this is what surrender is, to call up Jesus, to give it to Jesus. And since this body is a vehicle, everything in it is a vehicle, I had to give away everything, you know. So to give away everything that concerns us to the Lord and let him take over. And let's see how that does for our lives. Let's see if that will help. I believe it will. But let us test and see and go from there. All right. Y'all have the blessed rest of y'all day. In Jesus' name, be good. Enjoy your weekend. And bye.